I closed a $4 million deal using this one technique I'm about to share with you guys today. So look, you've probably seen the thumbnail, the title, and you wanted to find out a little bit more on how you can close more deals. Congratulations, you made it onto the video. Make sure you stay to the very end to hear everything out yourself. So let me tell you guys what happened, right? So I sat this meeting a while ago when I started off my journey in sales with a new company. It was actually a public relations / sales position. And subhanAllah, at the time, I sat a meeting with two key individuals who at the time I didn't know, who was who and, what kind of values these guys had. But I was in the discovery phase. I was discovering them. I was learning more about their positions, their, authority, what they do, how they do it, and everything like that. And one of the two guys actually stood out for me because he said a few things that sounded very interesting. This is where active listening comes in sales. You have to be very aware of the things that you're listening to in order for you to find opportunities. He was talking about certain things within the industry that we're in. I got in touch with him a few days after that meeting. And I said, look, Akhi, I would love to touch base with you in the office. If you can come down to the office, if we can have, quick cup of tea, quick cup of coffee, and we can talk a little bit more about what you were mentioning in our previous meeting. So we did that. He came down, we touched base, we talked about everything. He shared a lot of value with me that day, and he went about his day. I thanked him for his time, and he went about his day. Shortly after, I used the technique of tap rooting. So look, Shabab, what you want to do is when you connect with somebody, you want to be able to tap root levels deep inside the network. You don't want to go wide. A lot of people go wide. What do I mean by go wide? As in, they get to know this person in this industry, this person in this industry, this person in this industry, and they don't really have any leverage with any of these guys. They have no authority, they have no value that they can give, and they have no ability in order for them to really bring in big deals, right? The way you can bring in big deals in business is you tap root. So let's say, for example, this is person A, right? Person A that you connected with, that you find an opportunity in order for you to see if you can, close a deal or work on something together. You want to know who is in A's network. Who is in A's network, right? Who does he work with? He works with B, he works with C, and he works with D, for example, right? These are people that work with him inside his network. The deeper you can go into somebody's network, the deeper you can tap into somebody's network, the more leverage you're going to have, the more authority you're going to have, the more ability you're going to have to be able to close deals or bring business to the table. And here you're perceived as a peer, not a fan, right? Not a fan, someone that's just interested in your work. No, here you're someone that seems like, we can do something together. Now, by using this strategy, that first meeting that I had, the first meeting where I sat with X person or A person in this example, I was able to get a lot of value from him. And then I followed up with him with a voice message a couple of days later saying, look, really appreciate a sit down. I'd really like to get a sit down with person B so that I can discuss a few more details and get a better understanding of B product, right? And he was like, okay, great. He got me in touch with person B. I got in touch with person B. I brought him down to the office. I had the one-to-one. And it's very important that you have one-to-ones when you're tap rooting, because if you're just tap rooting based on, oh, I know this person, this person, this person, I want to put them all in the same conversation, you're not going to be able to build a personal connection with each and every one of these guys, which will give you leverage. So I brought in person B, had the same meeting with him, spoke about the same things, asked a few more questions. Okay, great stuff, sent him on his way, and then touched base with him a few days later as well. And I asked him if I can get in touch with person C. And you guys get the idea. I did the same thing to person D. And by the end of person D, I actually got through to the decision maker, the guy that calls the shots, the guy that has the most leverage, the guy that makes the decisions. And ultimately, this is the guy that I want to do business with, right? Person A, B, and C, they were just gatekeepers. They were points of contact that could help, but they were not final decision makers in order for us to make business happen, right? So until I got to person D, that's when things happened. I sat down with person D here. We had a conversation, everything ticked boxes. Then I referred it back to my company. And alhamdulillah, we were able to agree on a $4 million deal. That's insane. But the same strategy here, the same technique I'm talking to you guys about is the same technique you can use at any networking event, any small group setting event, any one-to-one meeting that you have with somebody. It's about you understanding how to get deep into somebody's network. Who do you know? What do you know about that person? Who do you spend your time with? Can you tell me a little bit more about X person or Y person? What makes them special? Whatever it is that you're going to ask questions about is going to allow that person to start sharing resources or information about their personal network. And that's where you can find gaps to be able to connect with these guys. I'm telling you right now, your network is your net worth. It's so true, man. I've been in positions in life where I've literally closed deals, or I've made business happen, or I've helped people out. I've helped so many people out do something productive with their life just because I know that person that could help them with that. You know, just literally 2 days ago. My brother wanted to move out to Dubai, didn't know how to go about it, didn't know how to set up a business, didn't know how to do anything. And as soon as he put up an Instagram post, probably 30 seconds later, I messaged him, hey, salam alaikum, bro, what do you need in Dubai? I can hook you up. Even though I don't have anything in Dubai, but I have the contacts. And the way I got the contacts was through taprooting. So taprooting is not something that you only do in business, it's something you do in life. You're always taprooting. Whether it's business, whether it's pleasure, whether it's travel, whether it's food, whether it's da'wah, whether it's deen, whatever it is, you're always taprooting and finding out how can I go levels deep into that person's network and find interesting personnel, interesting people that I can, be able to do something productive with. So look, guys, I hope this video has really gave you a bit more direction in regards to networking and taprooting with people. I promise you, if you master this, you will change how you live your life, because this is that powerful, right? With that being said, guys, make sure you guys are asking questions in the comments below. We want to provide you guys with videos that can actually answer whatever you're dealing with, and want to provide you guys with value, inshallah. That being said, I'll see you on the next one. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.